Hey, welcome. It's your man Kadon Sterling, and welcome to another episode of Mogul Talk One-on-One, which is basically another platform, another show, episodes, that I put together for people that want to talk about business, want to talk about entrepreneurship, want to talk about just hustling, legalized hustling, and I gotta go with the business. Mogul Talk One-on-One is a brand that is inspired by my company, Fearless Ambition. So you'll see the logo at the end of this also. And thank you for everybody who supports me on Patreon. Thank you for everybody who supports Cars, Golf, and Cigars on YouTube. The Instagram channel, the Instagram pages, as well as FA Shoe Apparel, FA Shoe Collection, Mogul Golf Apparel, Mogul Riders. And, I just, humbly say thank you to everybody. All right. But today's topic is going to be knowing your value. Know your value. All right. So stick with me. We're going to talk about it. And I'll be right back. Welcome back to Mogul Talk One-on-One. I am your man Kadon Sterling. Let's get this going here because I like to have a cigar conversation anytime I'm talking. So all right. Yes. That's going to be all right. Let's blend it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, as soon as I get sponsored for liquor companies, I'll tell you what I'm drinking, but it's good. So, knowing your value. Knowing your value as an entrepreneur. Some people don't understand their value. Basically, they don't understand what they actually bring to a situation. Okay? So, how do we determine that? If someone doesn't know you, if another company has no idea about you, they're going to look you up. Before you can know your value, you have to understand you have to create value. Create value within yourself. Okay? Within your brand, within your corporation, within your company. You got to create value. How do you do that? Now, on paper, they're going to look at your Dun & Bradstreet. They're going to look at your business credit. They're going to look at your personal credit. But most importantly, through all of those things, that's only if you're doing business and you're looking to do business loans and things like that, or they just want to see if you do good business. If you register with the Better Business Units Association and stuff like that. But most importantly, what's your resume? What have you done? What have you created on your own? People like to work with other people that they know for a fact has already done certain things, hit certain home runs out the park. If we want to talk in baseball terms. Have you hit any home runs in the industry that you honestly put yourself in at all? Have you done anything? Have you created anything? What's under your name? What's your ownership? Once we figure that out, then we'll figure out your finances. And believe it or not, people, finances is very important. Don't let all these people out here tell you that, oh, you don't need any money. Yes, you do. You do. You could do this. You could do that. You don't need any credit. Yes, you do. Because that is your report card. That's your business report card. That's your personal report card. So yes, you need all those things. Don't let nobody tell you that you don't, because if them telling you that, it's not fair to you. It's misleading you. So, knowing your value. Basically, create value for yourself. Work on yourself first. Get your own credentials up. Whatever industry you're trying to be in, market yourself in that industry with home runs, base hits, doubles, triples. Produce something. Show that you created a product. Show that you've done due diligence. Show that you've had paperwork for ownership. Show that you truly, honestly are about that industry. And also, go to the table talking to somebody with something to offer more than just your handout, talking about, can you give me this or can you give me that? Why would a company that's already a Fortune 500 company work with you as a startup? They got all the L's to take. They got no W's to win with you. Why would they work with you? They're only going to work with you when they realize they can make something off of you or make something with you, not just to help you build you up. What can you do? Perfect. I'm glad segue for this. Now, this is true. This is very, very true. So the things that I talk about on Mogul Talk One-on-One is my experiences of being an entrepreneur, my failures, as well as my victories, right? But most importantly, my experiences. Now, I sat down one time when I was trying to get a job at a record label in New York, and matter of fact, I could just talk about it because it's the truth. All right, there's no disclaimers. I was getting ready to get a job at Fubu Records. When Fubu first started a record company, yes, they had a record company. And my brother Keith Perrin is the one who called me up and told me, yo, you need to come holler at me. Now, this is Mogul Talk, so listen up. He said, we got the label off the ground. If you don't know Keith Perrin, shout out to my brother Frenchie, is one of the co-founders of Fubu, all right? And a good friend of mine since I was 15. So, he reached out to me, real man shit, man stuff, okay? He reached out to me and said, I know you got experience working with record companies and got experience working with music and this, that, and the third. We gonna need some A&Rs. Come over here, let's see what we got for you. Come see me. I went to go see him. My first interview was with Damon John, right? One of the owners and founders of Fubu, who is now a good friend of mine, but I didn't know this man back then at all, okay? So, Fubu at the time was on top of the world. We talking $400 or $500 million a year company annually, right? That's when I got in. And I was there for 4 years. But that's when I got in. I didn't get in as a startup. I got in when they was already gone. They was gone, all right? So, and, in the Empire State Building, 3 or 4 floors, they was renting out. Big time, big corporation. A lot of employees, a lot of things going on. Very exciting era. So I go inside Damon John's office, who is now one of the stars of Shark Tank as well. So big shout out to D. And the first thing, I remember him telling me, "Oh, you a friend of Keith? Yeah, you know this music business thing, right?" I'm like, yeah, I'm honest with you. I was a little nervous, right? So he sat there and he said to me straight up and down, my first lesson in real business: how the F can you make me some money? That was real. So, that's how the F, because I don't want to get this bleeped out, but, for the kids. How the F can you make me some money? Then it dawned on me, because it stuck me like a left jab. It just stuck me in one spot, right? A multi-millionaire just asked me, who technically was broke, excuse me, how can I make him more money? How can I make him more money? I'm coming there for a job. It was a lesson. Either you're an asset or you're a liability. I don't care how much I'm worth. I don't care how much money I have. I don't care how much I got going on. When it comes to blending individuals inside my business or in my corporation, either you are an asset or you're a liability. And if you're bringing no value to my business, then you are a liability and you're unnecessary. You're not needed in that space. I may need you for something else, but I don't need you for that because you can't contribute to it. That's when I really learned about what's my value. And I sat there and honestly, I didn't have a great answer. My man Keith jumped into conversation and he helped me out in some kind of way. I got a job working there for a whole year and I didn't get paid for 1 year. And I came every single day because I was dedicated to the craft. I was dedicated to the industry and I wanted to actually make my name in that industry. So it took a minute before I actually got a check. But what I got an experience from being around real business people and real millionaires was the 4 years of working for Fubu was better than going to college. And that's the honest to God's truth. Learning experience for entrepreneur-wise, business-wise, better than going to school. That lifestyle of learning real business in and out, overhead, what you have to pay for, what you can't pay for, employees, healthcare, everything that I learned there, I never learned in school. I learned there. But I also learned my value. My value was in my education and my experience of doing things in that industry. So that's what I was able to bring. Now, along with that, to add to your value, something that you cannot ever misunderstand, and is why it's the name of my company. You got to have ambition. Because if you don't have the ambition, then everything will just be for nothing. You have no hustle in you. You have no drive. So now let's go back to what I was saying before about adding value to you. Now, one of the ways I would say to add value to yourself, look at your circle. Take some time. Really think about your circle, your immediate circle. Now, after you look at that immediate circle, divide it up. Divide it up. Simply because everybody in that immediate circle is not needed for everything. You should have a circle that's for your business, maybe a circle that's for your personal, but they may never ever intertwine because they're just not needed for the same things. Now, if your circle consists of both, the people that's in your personal circle is also part of your business circle, then that's great. That's great. But look at your circle, because see, your net working, whatever your immediate circle for your network is truly going to determine your net worth after a while. And I mean, I know it's a cliche, but it's true. You can't be around people that don't have, I'm not going to say monetary financial goals. I'm just saying mindset wise. You cannot mix your mindset of being an entrepreneur with someone who does not have that mindset. It's only a limited conversation you can have. It goes here and then it stops. It can't go no further because y'all don't have nothing else to talk about. Another true story. And I'm going to keep this short because I don't want to make this a long episode. But I'm happy y'all here. So I'm sharing with y'all because hopefully something that I say can touch somebody and somebody's going to say, damn, Kadan, I needed to hear that. I have one of my brothers, one of my close boys, right? One of my brothers from another mother. I remember years ago, we was talking about getting into real estate, getting into all kinds of things. And I remember having a conversation with him because my mindset was, excuse me, I got the know-how to do this on paper. I got the know-how to hustle this. I got the know-how to go out there and make this happen. You have the ability to do the physical parts of it that I may not know, because it's inside of you already to do more things with your hands. You want to flip houses? You got to have the brains to do it and the network to do it with. Means basically the people around you to be able to work on these houses, contractors, electricians, plumbers. You got to have a whole team, as well as people to actually market the property that you're trying to flip and sell. And we was walking down the street, and I remember I said to him, man, damn, bro, wouldn't you just rather be the man signing the checks instead of always getting your check signed? Wouldn't you rather be the employer than the employee? And he said to me, what's wrong with being an employee? There's nothing wrong with being an employee. At that very moment, I knew our conversation was done. Done when it came to business. Not done when it came to personal life, because he's still my brother to this day. I love him. That's my dude. Absolutely. That's my people. That's my family. But we can talk business, because my mindset and his mindset is not the same when it comes to entrepreneurship. You have to realize that with your people around you, because this is part of the things that's going to create your value. You have to have people around you that know how to do the things that you want to do and actually have more hustle in them than you do. If you think you got the hustler spirit in you and you think you can go out there and take on the world, the crew that you run with need to be even more intense than you. And everybody need to look at each other like, you're accountable. I'm holding you accountable, because we all need to go this way. And if one of us is dragging, it's taking longer. We still going to get there, but it's taking too long because of one individual. That means you got to get cut out that situation. I'll talk to you on pizza day when you want to have pizza. I can't talk to you on get money day, because you ain't ready to get no money, because you're not ready to do the things that it takes to get there. You want it. You don't want to work for it, though. Know your value. And when you know your value, it's easy to separate your circle and dissect who should be, where they should be, and why they're there. And they're doing it to you too. Trust me, it's being done to you. There's people that's looking at you like, why do I really need to rock around? Why am I rocking with you? Or what are we? We friends? Are we business partners? Because if we just friends, then we'll just be friends. But we ain't never going to talk about no money. We ain't never going to talk about no ETFs. We ain't never going to talk about no stocks. We ain't never going to talk about no real estate. We ain't never going to talk about no indexes. We ain't never going to talk about no investments. We're not going to talk about that, because while you're talking about it with me, you're basically trying to take knowledge from me, but you're not giving nothing back. You're not giving anything back. You're just trying to see what you can learn from me, but you're not trying to give nothing back to make my situation better the way I'm trying to make your situation better. Create your value, people. Create your value. And then when you create your value, you start to know your value. So now when you sit down across the table from a future business partner, you're both sitting at the table for a reason. You're both sitting there because y'all both know I can go a little bit further working with you, and you can go a little bit further working with me. That's why we're both here. I'm not here to take. I'm here to network, which means I'm giving my skills. I'm applying my sources of products and what my knowledge and my experiences, and I'm also using yours to help me the same way I help you. Now, there's other steps to doing that. Don't forget education. Education don't always mean school. Self-education is every day. There's nothing you can't learn in college that you can't learn from Barnes and Nobles, or just from being the kind of person that's willing to read and learn. After that, you have to have the experience. The experience comes with actually hands-on failing before you succeed, so you know what you did wrong, so you can never do that again. You're going to lose some money. That's going to be one of your lessons to learn you to say, ooh, I just lost 10 grand. I can't do that again. all of that starts to build you up and create who you are. And then when you get to a certain point where you're ready to swing at things, hit those home runs. If you can't get a home run right off the rip, get that base hit. Get that double, get that triple. But get in the game. Get in the game. And once you get in the game, make sure that your name is acknowledged for the things that you've done. So people never ever confuse who did that. When people see me, they know for a fact I represent Fearless Ambition Inc. FA. So whatever I put my name on my, whatever I put my stamp on, Fearless Ambition is the incorporation that's controlling that. I just say yes or no, but my company is the one doing everything. Okay, know your value. All right, listen. Thank y'all. Mogul Talk 1-on-1. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. All right. I appreciate y'all giving me your time, giving me your ear. And don't forget, hit and subscribe to everything. Okay. Hit and subscribe to everything. Go to my Patreon account, Patreon, Cars, Golf, and Cigars at Patreon for more cigar reviews that will be on there strictly, more exclusively on there than anywhere else. And I thank y'all, man. Word of mouth is how you build a brand. I say it all the time. I'm your man, Kadon Sterling. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one.